Hello, everyone. I think everyone's here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my session, Building High-Performance Search Experiences with Drupal, Solr and Drupal. I'll start by introducing myself. I am Ishika Nazneen. I am from Dhaka, Bangladesh. And I am a Drupal developer with over 9 years of experience. Throughout these years, I worked on numerous Drupal projects focusing on telecom and higher education sector. Currently, I'm working as a senior developer at Miyake. And here is my email address, and I'm also available on LinkedIn. The goal of today's session is to demonstrate how we can integrate Solr with Drupal. We will also build a search page using views and facets. We'll talk about the performance optimization and common pitfalls. When we want to integrate Solr with Drupal, the first question that comes to our mind that Drupal has already a built-in search mechanism. So why do we need more? Why do we need Solr? To understand the need for Solr, let's take a look at this demo site. Here I have integrated Solr with Drupal, and I installed a Unami demo profile, which comes with some pre-configured data and content types like articles and recipes. I created a search page using views and facets. You can see a full text search field here and the facets on the right. So these facets are kind of filters, and these are coming from the articles and recipes content type. And these facets helps us narrow down a large set of contents to find exactly what we need. For example, if I search with the word pizza, it will give me a list of matched results. And on the facet, content type facet, I can see there are 6 recipes available and 1 article. Now, if I want to only see the recipes, I can click on this facet. So it's listing all 6 recipes, pizza recipes. Now, if I want to look at the non-veg ones, I can click here. So I have selected recipes. So there are 3 recipes with non-veg, and you can see the 3 recipes are listed here. Now, if I want to be more specific, like I want to see the one which has the difficulty level as hard. So I am selecting this one, and it narrows down to one particular recipe. So this is how the facets work. I can also check with the article. Whenever I'm clicking on article, you can see the other facets are removed. So those facets are not related to the article content type. So you can see we can find anything very quickly with the facets. That's why faceted search is very popular, like among large companies like Amazon, Best Buy. And if we compare it to Drupal's core search, so Drupal core's built-in search is quite basic and lacks these kinds of advanced features like faceted search, relevance tuning, and scalability. And also, Drupal's basic search is highly relies on the database, which can affect the performance of, which can cause performance issues. So apart from core search, there are other search solutions available in Drupal. We have third-party search, embedded search, but these two actually depends on third-party indexing. Means third-party search engines will crawl into your site, but that can cause privacy issue as well. So the best solution and the popular one is using Drupal Search API with a search background, which is Apache Solr Search. So what is Solr? Solr is actually a open source search platform. Like MySQL is a server-based application. It's designed for handling large volume of data. It provides Solr features like faceted search, autocomplete, sorting and boosting, spell checking, and lots more. And the most important thing is it's quite fast. So if we compare it to Drupal's core search, Drupal core search actually relies on the database to store and retrieve search results. This means every single query runs directly on the same database that handles all other site operations like content storage, uses data, etc. But on the other hand, Apache Solr is a separate search engine and it is optimized for speed. It lets Drupal, gives Drupal the ability to delegate search into another application, relieving the pressure on the database. And another thing about Solr Search, it's open source, so we can host it in-house. Before we move on to a live demo, I have a quick survey. So who here prefers using Docker-based DDEV for setting up Drupal? Wow, so many. So I'll try to demonstrate both the manual one and the Docker-based one. So I have prepared a handout for you. You can scan this QR code to collect it. Okay. For the demo, I have prepared a pre-configured Drupal 10 website with the Unami profile. So the Unami profile comes with some pre-configured content type like articles and recipes. And I have also installed some additional country modules like admin toolbar. I installed Rush and some extra content and taxonomy terms to better demonstrate the search functionalities. So before we install Solr, so there is a requirement. As Drupal runs on PHP, Solr runs on Java. So you need to check if you have Java installed. To do that, you can simply run this, execute this command in your terminal. If you have something like this, like Java version, that means you have Java installed. If you do not have Java, you can go to their official site and install it, download and install it from there. Okay, now when you are done with Java, then you can actually download and set up Solr. So to download Solr, you can go to their official website. From here, you can download the binary release, source releases for the developers. So I have already downloaded it. And after downloading the Solr, you need to start it. GitHub?
Yeah, the code space. Can you use that, or do you recommend using a local ID?
I am using local one, so yeah. Okay, so I have downloaded Solr here. You can see at first. The next step is to run the Solr, and to do that, I can open a terminal tab in this folder. We need to go to the bin folder. I hope it's visible. Then we need to run Solr like this, Solr start. So you can see the Solr is running on port 8999. So basically Solr, the default port is always 8983. For some reason I have changed my installation to 8999, but the default installation is always on the port 8983. So you can see the Solr is running. Now to verify the installation, we can check. Let's go to the localhost. So this is the default port 8983. For me, the port is 8999. So you can see I can access the Solr admin panel, and so the installation was okay. The next step is to enable two contributed modules, Search API and Solr Search API module. The Search API module actually provides a framework for adding search using any kind of search engine. And the Solr Search API module provides a Apache Solr backend for Search API. So I have already downloaded and installed these modules. If you check your documentation, I have added all the composer command and rush command to install and enable the modules. Okay, let's go to our site. You can see I have installed the Solr Search API and Search API Solr module. After installing this module, you will get an option under Search Metadata Search API. And here you will see the option to add server and add index. So the first step is to add server. Let's click and server. Add a server name. You can add any name you see as fit. Now you need to select connector, Solr connector. So there are 4 available. I'm choosing standard. The HTTP protocol. So based on your SSL status, you can choose HTTP or HTTPS. Then you need to add the Solr host. If your Solr is on different machine, you can add the IP here, and then the Solr port. For me, it's 999. The default one is 8983. Then you need to add the Solr core. So Solr core, we need to add it in the Solr admin panel first, then we need to add it here. I'm just adding the name, my core. Then I'll save it. So you can see it cannot be accessed because I haven't created the core yet. So let's do that. Here we can see the core, add core. We need to add the same name. If I add core, I can see an error. It says that I do not have that configuration. So what I need to do is, let's go to the server page. Here you can see an option to export the configuration. So we need to export this configuration and place it in the Solr folder. I'm downloading the configuration. I'm extracting it. Now inside, I need to copy all the configurations. Then let's go to the Solr folder. Here inside the server, Solr. You can see we have the folder name here. It was created automatically. I will go inside it, and I need to create a folder called conf. And inside this folder, I'll paste the configurations. Now let's go to the server page and add the core. You can see we have added the core. Now let's go to the server page. There was an error here. I'm hitting refresh. So now you can see the Solr server could be reached and the Solr core could be accessed. So that means the Solr server was installed successfully. So we already did this. Added core, updated config files. Yes, so we have added the Solr server successfully. Now the next step is to add index. So an index defines which data should be indexed and made searchable. Search API index defines which content types and which fields should be crawled and sent to Solr. So to do that, let's go to the server page again. Here we can see that we have this add index button. I'll click it. Then we need to add the index name. I'm adding just test index. Then we have a list of data sources. So these are the contents available in Drupal. We have media, files, contents. So whenever you click an option here, for this particular option, you will get a configuration here. So I have chosen content. Now for this content, I need to specify which bundles I want to index. Here you can see it says which bundles should be indexed, all except those selected. So I want to index articles and recipes, not the basic page. So I'm selecting this one. And I need to choose the server as well. This server we just created. And then save and add fields. Now we can see that these fields are coming from the content types we have selected. So our goal is to create a search page so that we can search the titles. So since I want to search by the title, let's add the title field first. Click add, then done. Here we can see we have title, machine name title, and type is string. So if I expand this, you can see there are many other options available. So when I type so the default one is string. So the string means it will send the entire word as a whole. So it will be difficult to match during partial search. If I choose full text, so it will break down the contents into tokenized words, allowing partial matching during search. This full text option also provides us a boost parameter. So we can set is to, it can be set to adjust the search relevance. I will discuss more about it later. So whenever we add any field and in the field page, we need to do the reindexing. So reindexing means, reindexing is actually the process of rebuilding the search indexes, and it ensures that all contents are properly indexed and searchable. And we need reindexing in three scenarios. After adding a new content or updating a content, we need to reindex. After changing search configurations, or if the search results are incomplete or incorrect, we clear the index and then rebuild it. So I'll quickly reindex. So the indexing process is quite fast because I have a very small amount of data, but for larger websites, it can take some time. And for the larger website, you need to set the batch accordingly to make sure that indexing is happening properly. So we have added the index. Our next step is to add a view. We are going to add the actual search page now. Let's go to the views. Let's click on Add View. Okay. So I'm giving it a name, My Search. You need to select the, instead of content, we need to select the index here we just created. We need to create a page. I'm not using page, okay. So this is our views page, and we only have one field called title. So it lists down all the titles from articles and recipes content type. Now we need to add a search field. And to do that, you need to add a filter, search for full text search. We have to expose this filter because it will act as the search form in our search page. I'm clicking this and scroll to bottom. And you need to select the search fields from here. So these fields are coming from the index. Whatever you add in the index field for full text search, it will appear here. So I'm selecting title, apply, save. Okay. Now let's go to our browser. So we can see our search page is here. Now we can search with any text. We can do pizza. So we can see it's being listed down here. We can do any other words. We can see that it's getting listed. Okay, so this search is on the title field only. If you want to search on the body field or any other text field, we can do that as well. For example, if you look into this content, it has this summary field. And if you want to like search anything from this field, we need to add it in the index first. So let's go to the index field page. Fields. So we have article content type, it has a body field. So let's add that. Then we have the summary field from the recipes content type. You can see I have added these two fields. Now, so the boost parameter actually is used for prioritizing a specific field. For example, if I want to prioritize this particular title field, I can set the number a bit higher to 2. It means if we search with a term called pizza and the contents with the title pizza will be listed first, then the contents with that has pizza in the body or summary field, then those will be listed later. Now we'll do the reindexing. Okay. So now let's go to the views page. We need to add those fields. And I'll add a summary as well. Okay, now we need to adjust our filter criteria as well, since we will be searching body and summary fields also. I'm selecting body and summary field. Hit apply. In the preview, we can see we can now have title and the summaries as well. Now save. Okay, now let's go back to our search page. Let's refresh. Now we have the titles along with the body. And we have searched with the term soup, and if we search it, you can see the contents that has soup in its body area, it's also getting listed. Here is an article, it has soup in its body content. Okay, now let's discuss about the preprocessors. Preprocessors for optimizing relevance and ranking. Preprocessors modify and enhance data before adding it to the search index. So, for example, we often need to modify our results before showing it to the user. Let's go to the preprocessor page. In the index, we have this tab called preprocessor. Here you can see we have boost more recent dates, content access. So content access is used for controlling the access. It ensures that user can only see the notes or comments they have permission to access. And we also have this highlight field here. Let's check this out. I'm enabling this. When you enable this, you get a configuration down here. You can create an excerpt. So excerpt is a previous snippet from the matched content. I'll show you in this demo. Here you can see a matched portion from this body field is being shown here. It is the snippet, and the matched search term are getting highlighted. So, but right now I won't create the excerpt. To create the excerpt, you just need to enable it and then add it and add the field from the view. I'm leaving it now. And highlighting prefix is the prefix you can use to highlight the matched term. Now we need to reindex again. Okay, so we have added highlighted. Now let's go to the view page. From here, I want to highlight even it's in the title, so we need to choose this particular option here, use highlighted field text, field data. For the summary field, I'm choosing this one as well. Let's save. And go to our search page. Now if we search with the term, so you can see it's getting highlighted in the title and in the summary field as well. Here. Okay. So next thing is boost. So the boost is the process of giving higher relevance to a set of documents over others. So we already checked out the field boost from here. So this is the field boost. From here we can set field specific boosting. And in the preprocessor, we also have boost more recent year dates. So if we enable this, what it will do, it will list down the more recent contents first, then it will gradually list down the older ones. Similarly, we have type specific boosting. If you enable this, you will get an option here where you can boost a specific content type. For example, if I want to boost the articles rather than recipes, I can set a higher number here, and it will list down the article first, then the recipes. We also have numbers boosting. Number or field boosting, it actually provides us a field where we can add a number to give it higher preference. So this was all about the boosting. Now let's talk about the autocomplete. So autocomplete is pretty straightforward. To enable autocomplete, we just need to add a module called Search ATI Autocomplete. We need to install and enable the module. And after enabling the module, we'll get a autocomplete tab in the index page. I have already enabled this module. If I go to the autocomplete tab, you can see the view is listed down here. I need to select this and save. After selecting this, I get a lot more other options. So here I can define the maximum length of keywords for auto-completion. So it's set to 1. It means whenever I click, I enter only one character, the autocomplete search will appear. I can make it like 3. So it means that after entering 3 characters, the search suggestion will appear. Hitting save. Okay, now let's go to our page. You can see after entering 3 characters, the suggestion is appearing. You can see mushroom, it's appearing here. Okay. So this is about the autocomplete. Now the spell check. So when you search in Google, you can see whenever we make any mistakes or misspell anything, it suggests with a question that do you mean then the corrected word. And to get this functionality, we need to just install this module called Search API Spell Check, and then we will need to we'll need to assign that to a field. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we have the spell check module enabled. Now in the fields, we need to assign, we need to select from where the spell check will be performed. Here we have spell check now. Save changes and reindex. So the reindexing is done. I'm quickly clearing the cache. Okay. So let's go to a search page. If I misspell the word, okay. Okay, I'm showing it from here. So if I misspell this word pizza, so it's now showing me, do you mean pizza? So I can see the results now. Okay. So that was about spell check. Now let's talk about the facets. So facets search empowers users to navigate and filter through vast dataset with precisions. To enable facets, we just need to install and enable a module called facet. And I have already installed the module. So you can see the facet module is enabled. After enabling this module, you will get an option under the search API. So you go to search and metadata, and here we have the option facets. At first, we need to decide what do we want to add in the facet. So here is my search page. I want to filter by the content type. Then to do that, to add that facet, at first I need to add it to the index. Let's go to the index. From fields, I need to add that field. So here's the content type. I've added the content type. Done. Now let's save the changes and reindex. So the content type has added. Now I can add the facet. You can click this button to add the facet. At first you need to select the facet source, which is the view. And the next one is adding field. So we want the content type facet. I'm choosing the content type and click save. Okay, so now we have a list of options available here. The widgets, there are a list of links, a list of checkboxes, drop downs. So I'll go with the list of checkboxes. If you enable this option, it will give the amount with all the labels. I'm enabling this one. There are lots of other options as well, like combine facets, where you can combine two facets. You can also, this one is useful when you are using date field. We can use a list item label when we want to show the label instead of the machine name. So we need to use them on our need and scenario basis. Okay. So let's save this. Okay, I have added the facets. The next step is to add the block. So let's go to the structure, block layout. And I want to place the block on sidebar. Here is the sidebar. Now add the content type. Here is the facet. Save the block. Now let's go to the search page and hit refresh. So you can see the facets have been added here. If I search again with the word pizza, you can see there are 6 recipes available in one article. If I choose article, it's filtering down all the results. Okay, cool. Similarly, we can add another facet based on the created time. And to do that, let's add that field. We need to add it from the index. Here. Click on add fields. Authored on. Okay, we have added the field. Now save changes and reindex. Okay, so we have reindexed it. Now let's go to the facets page. Let's add the facet. Facet source is the view we created. Then we need to add the field, which is authored on. Okay, now we need to add the widget. I'll show the amount of results. For this particular date field, we need to add this one. Let's go ahead without adding this one and see what it looks like. Okay, now create a block. I want to place the block on sidebar. Authored on. And save the block. Okay. Okay, the block is saved now. Now let's go to our search page and hit refresh. So now you can see the timestamp is coming instead of a proper label. We can modify this in the facets configuration. Let's go to the facet page again. It's authored on. Edit, and we have this date item preprocessor. So we have granularity. I'm setting it to minute. Then we have date format. We can add any date format that is supported by PHP. I'm using month, day, and year. Now hit save. Now go back to the page and hit refresh. You can see that the date label is proper now. We have we have around 17 that was published on March 13. Then on March 14 we have several. So if I click on article, and so we can see there are 8 articles on that particular date. So this is how facets work and helps us find the results very quickly. Now let's, since we have limited time, let's quickly go through the steps to setting up Apache Solr with DDEV. So for DDEV, it's the recommended one for installing Drupal. You need to have Docker, then you install DDEV, and then you install Drupal using DDEV. And after that, to install Solr, you have 2 add-on options available. You can select the DDEV Solr one, which is maintained and recommended by the Search API module maintainers. And you can also use the DDEV Drupal 9 Solr, which is official DDEV plugin, provides Solr running on class 6 standalone mode. If we check this documentation, it uses some. To install the Solr with DDEV, it's quite simpler than the one we did before with the manual one. You just need to execute this command, and this will install the DDEV Solr. And after installing Solr, you can verify it. So I have installed Solr. So here is my DDEV installation. If I execute this command DDEV describe, this will give me the URL of the Solr admin panel. Let's check this out. According to the documentation, this particular installation has some pre-configured security JSON. So we need to add the basic auth, and it's given in the documentation at the bottom. You can see it's all listed here. So I'm using these credentials to log in. And we can see the Solr admin panel is accessible. The rest of the steps are like the manuals one we did before. We need to add the Search API and Search API Solr modules. And in addition to these 2 modules, we need to add another module called Search API Solr admin module. This module is a sub-module of Search API Solr module, and it will help us export the configuration to the Solr. Now, after adding and installing this module, the next step is to add the Solr. Let's go to that site. You can see I already have Search API. I have Search API, Search API Solr, Search API Solr admin module installed, and I already added the server. Let me go through it quick fast. Configuration, Search API, then the server. So in the server, similarly, you need to put the server name here, you see as fit. Then from the Solr connector, you need to choose Solr Cloud with basic auth. Since you are using basic auth, you need to add the credentials at the bottom here. And also the other things as part of the documentation. Then you need to save the installation, and you need to add a collection here. So collection name, you need to create it first in the Solr admin panel. You can see I have already added this collection, and after adding this collection, you need to add the same name here, and then you will get the server running. And for the configuration export, you can use this option, update config set. You just need to click on this button, check this box, upload checkbox, and upload. After this, after successfully reloading the collection and config set, you will be able to see this message: the Solr could be reached, and the Solr collection can be accessed. Rest of the options are just as we did before. We need to add index and then the views page. Now let's quickly discuss the common pitfalls. So if you have Solr search enabled, you do not need the basic search anymore, so you can uninstall it. If you leave it enabled, it might cause some performance issues, so uninstall that. And when you are building the search page, make sure you select the proper full text search filter, not the normal filters. And also, usually a search page do not have default values, so you can just disable them by making the search field as required. It's in the views. I'll quickly show it. So to disable the default values, you just need to make it required, make this field required. And save. You can see that by default we do not have the default values anymore. If we search, then the results appear. Okay. Okay. After that, always, whenever you see that your search page is not working, ensure that the Solr is running. I made this mistake a lot. And if the index fails, try clearing the index first from the index page. You have this option, clear on index data. You need to clear it first. Then run the index now button. So this will index the entire thing. If there's anything missing, it will fix that. Also, there's another option in the index. Here in the index option. So always leave this option enabled, because this option lets you index the contents immediately. Suppose you have added a new content, or you have changed some existing content. If you leave this unchecked, then you will have to wait for the cron to run or index it manually every time any content changes. But if you have this option enabled, the indexing happens automatically. Every time you change a content or add a new content, it will be indexed immediately. Okay. So that would be all for today's session. If you have any question, please go ahead. Yes, please.
Regarding that last step in terms of indexing,
Mm-hmm.
will it just index all content or only publish, and how might you exclude things when the client needs content moderation?
Okay, so when you enable this option only index the changed ones, the updated ones. It won't index the entire thing. It will only index the ones that has been changed, the newly added content or any updated content. It does it automatically. Yeah. And if you want to exclude the unpublished ones, there is option for that called content access in the preprocessor. So this option actually lets you, prevents the access that users do not have permission to. You're welcome. Yes, please.
What are the security ramifications of it? How much, what are the performance, how much server does it use? Do you recommend putting it on the same server? Do you just run it on VPS, or would you recommend a separate service?
I would definitely recommend a separate server. it depends on the size of your site actually. If you think it's has a lot of data, then definitely you can using it on a different server. Yeah. Yes, please.
For debugging purposes, is there any way to see a query being sent to Solr that Drupal sends?
Yes, you can see it from here. There are this logging where you can see all the error message or any type of message you send to Solr. Thank you. I think we're done. Oh, sorry, you have any other
Oh,
question?
I was just, would you recommend putting it behind the firewall? Does Drupal, if it's on the internet, does it need to expose Solr? Could it be behind the Solr wall and Drupal just talks to it if it's also on the same network?
If you have all the if you have all the securities enabled here, like proper permission and all that, then it's okay to go ahead. I think our time is up. So thank you for coming. Thank you.